Alright, what's up, y'all? We're back with episode 2 of Introducing My Brother into K-pop. We have the second album in his journey, which ironically is Ateez's first album, episode 1, Treasure, All to Zero. This is obviously their debut. But before we get into the future of what we're doing, let's check in. It's been 3 weeks or 2 weeks since we recorded the first episode.
2 to 3, maybe 3 because we went on vacation.
Yeah, so since then, have you you could be honest, have you really gone back to listen and stuff, or?
Yeah, I think I've listened to the full album back twice, and I've just kind of picked apart. I've actually worked out to Gorilla Cyberpunk. I said it when we were listening to it. I kind of thought it sounded like a workout song. So then comfortably, Gorilla, Cyberpunk, and The Ring would be my top 3. Which I think they're 3 in a row. They're back to back to back, which is funny.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, they're all great tracks. It's a little tough, you get introduced to something new, and you have to stay with those 7 tracks. You can't really expand, check it out. But
yeah,
I mean, it's fun to do it, with you in front of everyone. But it's a little tough, listening to just those 7 songs. So I'm excited. I think with this being the first, I'm really excited to see, for the artists I like, it's funny going back to their first album, and you can kind of see glimpses of, they're trying to going for this, again, I don't know if they'll know this example. Kendrick Lamar in Section 80, some jazz influence with Rigor Mortis. Then To Pimp a Butterfly, he gets everything he's ever wanted. The top musicians, and it became perfection. Yeah. I think the first album I listened to was perfection. So I'm wondering, is this gonna be show glimpses, and then they kind of build up to perfection, and see what happens.
Yeah, I appreciate that mindset because, like I told you before, and I won't say much about the specifics, but it is going to sound different. Just it's not going to be what you heard. And again, I'm not going to say much more than that. You will notice, because we are going to do the music videos for both. I late switched Gorilla in, but I realized that these have the lyrics too, so we're just going to do the normal music videos. Up until, I don't remember which album. For most of them, they have 2 music videos, double title tracks. I talked to you about title tracks being the lead singles, or I guess not lead, but the main singles from the albums. So most of the first albums up until The World, really, they have 2 different ones. So for this one, it is Pirate King and Treasure. Those will mean more to you in a second. But yeah, I really like this album. One of these songs is actually one of my favorite from them, just overall. Which it took me a while for me to get there with this song, but I want you to see. I'll let you guess which one it is. Other than that, thank you guys for enjoying the last video. It was really nice to see people rocking with my little brother. Yeah, if you have any suggestions of specific videos for us to watch, if other groups, we're always looking for other stuff. But regardless, super excited. Let's get into it. All right. So actually, before we get started, this is the intro track. It's gonna be similar to how we heard it with Propaganda, but this is they do visuals for their concepts. And again, I don't know if you look through the comments, people talking about lore and stuff. That's very important to this group, and it's a big part of the way I interact with them. But I mean, if you don't care, you don't care.
Yeah, I felt bad I couldn't catch everything.
No. You literally, people have been studying this and they don't catch everything, including me. But anyway, stuff like this, maybe not this one specifically, actually probably. But they have a lot of stuff like this. When we get to the Fever era, we are going to watch the Diary film, just for people that know. That's a straight up short film just about establishing lore for stuff. So once we get there, we'll let you decide. But yeah, I just want to intro the intro, because this is the first thing they technically put out. All right, let's get to it.
People want it. People dream about it. It can be different to every individual. It can complete us, or it can destroy us. And it can change the world. People call it treasure. us.
Thoughts generally, but also, yeah.
That felt like a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, really. So this is the first ever album. So no, the world had no idea who these guys were.
Yeah, so they did like a pre-debut thing, which is like they were under their studio is called KQ, or the company is called KQ. So they were KQ fellas. They did like 2 or 3. I should know this. Like dance videos or whatever. But functionally, this is their, like you said, like literally a trailer to them. Yeah. So thematically, did you get anything from this? I have an answer in case you don't.
I think it's kind of just felt like introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. I mean, the strings in the beginning, the music video
Yeah.
is pretty cool. It just felt like a trailer, like an intro to.
Yeah.
Not even specifically just the album, but like just over them overall, you know.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a call. Like, will you join us? Not just for this.
Yeah,
but for
exactly.
everything.
That was cool. The will you join us? All the shots were cool. Them and holding the flag. The flag has to mean something, right?
Yeah. So there's different flags, different colors. I won't get into those details. But the next song, the title track, the lead title for like them functionally is Pirate King, which is what we're gonna hear next. But I bring it up because that is their like concept.
Okay.
They are the pirates of K-pop. Like that's their whole thing. They're, as you get into more lore stuff, they have like a flying pirate ship that they travel to, and it's really complicated. But that's what it is. So that's what I was kind of like. I don't know if like the music kind of made you feel like kind of pirate-ish or whatever. That is like that's their concept. That's kind of what they're enjoying. So yeah, that's what I wanted to establish. Let's get to Pirate King, the first title track.
I feel like somebody you get it 우주의 자리까지 발을 딛고 서 I see future face 좀 다쳐라지 got a best 끝없이 향해 ready couldn't make it 기대 낯을 올려라 어두운 맘을 걷어라 어디든지 we can go 우린 뭐든 돼 우릴 따라오면 돼 손을 높게 들어 너와 나 타는 불빛 아래 찬란한 그곳으로 Step 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 let's go 저기 지평선 끝 어딘가 우리 도착지 한 배 타려면 지금 you need a power king 주위에 건 없어 그냥 내 동료가 돼줄게 저 너랑 나도 이리 와 앉아서 준비된 종소리 bang We gon' get it, taking a town, we gon' get it time, we gon' get it, taking a town, we gon' get it 하나의 배두라면 내 받아오는 내 하나야 I gotta your head, I'm back and we shoot me 어디 여자 이제 낯을 올려라 어두운 맘을 걷어라 어디든지 we can go 우리 뭐든 돼 우릴 따라오면 돼 손을 높게 들어 너와 나 타는 불빛 아래 찬란한 그곳으로 Step 1,
Okay, so the first track was about what do you say? Will you be joining us? Something like that.
Yeah,
And,
you join this type.
and I don't have the specific lyrics, but this was a lot of like we like join us or don't be scared, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So am I on the right track of join us or?
Yeah.
There's a lot of we in this thing, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first, I appreciate that you take after me and reading into a lot of little tiny stuff. It's kind of common in K-pop, and more people would know more than I do. But like debut stuff, like this is their debut album. It's to establish like the reason people will be your fans, which isn't like it's the same in all music, but for this, it's like establishing the concept, and like they come from such a small, tiny little company. Like the company basically didn't exist before. I mean, it did, but like not in any scale, not even close to what it is now. Before them, so it's very much kind of like almost convincing. Like,
Yeah,
let's go.
that's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like fans. Like here we are.
Yeah.
Join us, and like what you're saying actually
Mm-hmm.
to a T fits it. Like convincing us because I said the first one sounded like a trailer.
Yeah.
Like this is us. This is why you should follow us. You know, we're the next hot thing. And then this gave a song, you know, kind of similar, you know, content to it about, you know, the lyrics. Also, I'm trying to, you know, stay along with the lyrics and, you know, the lore more.
Yeah.
I also got to, musically it was great as well. You know, I think last time I focused purely on the music because it was the first time I ever be exposed. Yeah. And I was a little bit bummed out. I missed like most of the lyrics. So this time I'm going to try better. But yeah, I think I'm getting the grasp of it so far. But musically as well, it sounded really good. The production was good. It wasn't as like hard as a Gorilla or a Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
But you know, I still like the way the sound sounded really good.
Yeah, for sure. Couple facts. They filmed this in Morocco. When I first watched it, didn't know what was happening. It was so hot their shoes were melting as they were like dancing, which is crazy. And they recently did I forget what it was called. A festival. I think it was called Mawazine in Morocco. Really big. So some nice symmetry like as their first thing. I think they performed this for the first time in a while over there, so it's kind of cool.
They are great dancers, by the way. And I mean, I saw a lot of comments was like, he's got to see live performance. They're one of the best.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting them to be like really good performers.
Yeah, I am flying across the country to see them.
Oh yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah,
too.
they are. Yeah.
Yeah, that must be exciting.
Yeah, it's really cool. I don't know how much you got to see because we only watched the one music video. Have you noticed any of the members looking different, or can you like name wise? How are you recognizing?
I remember names because I don't have any names in front of me. I know
Yeah.
Jungho Mingi was the rapper. Oh, and I saw a comment saying Mingi was a Kendrick Lamar fan. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then Sun, and then I can picture the other names in my head, but
yeah,
I don't want to
very
butcher
long
the
time
names.
to
But
get
those three for sure are locked in my head.
Yeah, that's cool. Anyway, yeah, there is a couple. I won't even say who. I want you to see like as we progress if you catch on. There are a few members who look unbelievably different from here to like current day, and the difference like comeback to comeback, which is what they call like the different albums. Like a comeback is when you literally come back. It's crazy. So I won't say anything. I'll leave the little teaser, see if you pick it up. So yeah, Pirate King, really like it. This is not the one I called my favorite. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
But I definitely love it.
Yeah, really
It's a great song. Okay, Treasure. This is also the second title track, the dual lead. Let's get to it.
저기 저 반짝이는 트레서 내게로 손짓하는 트레서 모두가 쫓고 있는 pleasure 점점 더 많이 말아 crazy
한 걸음 위로 간절하지 give me some more 우리의 또 위로 난 누워 내 tell me some more I want you ready 더 이상 더 waste no
No
more
waste no more 더는 waste the worry 딴 도에만 something 지금부터 땅을에 집어넣고 빨가는 대로 또가 anyway 이 지구는 안 하고 또
좋아지에 담아 쏜거 팝팝팝 프레시 팝 내게 싸가 정면을 탁탁 달달해 녹아버려 1년 뒤에 매스컴은 전부 탁탁 싹다 털어가 전부 뺏어가버려
왜 생각만으로 자꾸 멈춰 함께 발을 맞춰 그곳으로 yeah 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 yeah
시간 안 rush 세상을 뒤집을 듯이
그 누구도 찾지 못한 곳으로 걸음 걷어 조금만 걷어 닿을 듯한 그곳을 찾아
Final destination 바로 여기 right I'ma bling bling 내 눈빛을
난
알아
너를 깎잖아 무리가 같게 think about be my boss man 내 백등의 맹각방에 안에 걸작들로 눈부실 때 shout up 왜 생각만으로 자꾸 멈춰 함께 발을 맞춰 그곳으로 yeah 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 시간 I rush 세상을 뒤집을 듯이 그 누구도 찾지 못한 곳으로 My treasure 이제 떠나자 저 먼 곳으로 우릴 부르는 저 treasure 어서 떠나자 찾아 떠나자 every day every night We'll be savage yeah yeah 우리는 savage yeah yeah 지도에 사긴 We'll be savage 누구도 막지 못해 날 막는다면 no way 저기 저 반짝이는 별을 줘 손을 뻗어 잡아봐 꿈속에서 보던 너를 찾아 계속 우릴 비추는 starlight 지금 이 순간 난 너 하나만 원해
탑섭 시간이 됐어 이상은 못 믿어 왜난 못 믿어 I don't give a anything
우리 둘이라면 대체 완전 준비된지 Let's get it ready step down 이제 떠나자 저 먼 곳으로 우릴 부르는 저 treasure 어서 떠나자 찾아 떠나자 every day every night
We'll be savage 우리는 savage 지도에 새긴 We'll be savage
누구도 막지 못해 날 막는다면 no way
I really like that track. Really like that track. I thought it was different than like a Gorilla or Cyberpunk, but I think in a good way. I think the chorus wasn't like build up, and like boom. It was like really like I'd say beautiful. Like it was really the vocals were really good. It was whatever I forgot the words, but then oh I can't sing, and then something savage, and then oh again. It was really cool. Treasure. It went from like the trailer, like This Is Us, then like you kind of said like why you should be coming along. Then they're saying the treasure. Did they say it's almost here or it's here or like we're going to or something?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what treasure represents. If it's like having that, having made it in the music industry with the album, or if it's money. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, or even if it even means anything, or if I'm looking too deep into it.
Yeah.
But I think that was the biggest thing that stood out was treasure being like the forefront, obviously.
Yeah. All great thoughts. I will say, hold on to them. Not like hold on, like keep keep them in your brain, because it all plays out in a way that I will explain as we go along. I will say two things. One new thing that actually popped up to me recently, not in this specific video, but since I watched. Three things actually. One, if you have been around this channel for a little bit and have seen my personal Ateez journey, you will know that my video for Pirate King and Treasure does not exist because it was the worst video that's ever been put on YouTube. So this is technically the first time I am publicly watching these, whatever. So that's cool. Two, I noticed there's a little section here. I'll go back. I don't know how familiar with the like the Jersey Club type beat stuff that's been kind of viral, TikTok-ish, whatever, like in popular music.
Not too familiar.
Okay, so this is something I gotta find a spot. I think it's after this.
That, by the way, that part, that was what I was talking about. Though.
Yeah.
I can't sing at all, but yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah. This is my least favorite part of the song. When I first heard it, I didn't really like the song specifically because of the "We Would Be Savage" thing. Because I love the vocalization. This just took me out of it. I appreciate it now. It's still my least favorite part of the song by a good bit. Because it feels out of place, like in just the Ateez universe. They don't really do stuff like this anymore, and they kind of stopped pretty. Anyway, after this, anyone that's watched anything I've done outside of Ateez, actually not even because Golden Hour, I was talking about it too. The Jersey Club beat, the bass pattern. It's right after this. It has been in every single title track that's come out in the last year. Every album, if it's not in the title track, there's 2 B-sides that have it because it's the TikTok trend or whatever. It's super. It blew up crazy with just like the vibe, like the I Just Want to Rock, the Uzi song.
Yeah.
That beat, the do. Like since then, obviously it's been around for a long time, but in popular like general consumption, it's been going crazy. And I don't dislike it, but I complain about it every time I hear it because it's very unoriginal at this point because they don't change it. Anyway, I realize that it's here. And this is 6 years, or I guess 5 years ago, but 2018, 6 years before the crazy explosion, which is cool because again, like the beat pattern has been around for a long time. It just exists as a type of music. But I think it shows how tapped into general like music, Western culture that everyone in K-pop tries to get after.
Yeah.
But like for them to be ahead of this like trendy little beat thing, it's cool.
You know, it's funny when you just went to it reminded me of the new Ice Spice song with Sister C that just
literally
like,
yes, all that stuff.
That I put together, like
yeah. It's that sound. And I don't dislike the sound. It could be good, but it's everywhere. Yeah, but it's here. Anyway, any last thoughts before we...
I really like the melodies on the song. I don't know, it just made me feel like it made me feel good, you know. The word I used was beautiful. I'm gonna stick by that. It sounded beautiful.
Yeah.
Definitely different than like the Gorilla type, like boom boom. Like I said, I literally, you know, worked out to those songs.
Yeah.
You know, but different, but definitely great.
Yeah, I remember in that video, the last one, you were talking about how you kind of expected a more popish sound.
Yeah.
I do think this is kind of...
Yeah, this is what I was kind of expecting.
Yeah. Okay. Also, this is the one that's become like one of my favorites that they've made.
Yeah, really good. My favorite so far.
Yeah. Actually, I won't even say anything because when we get there, I want to see if you recognize it. Don't worry about that for this video though. We have the first official B-side of 3. Yes, 3. Twilight.
This is how I feel about you, Twilight. It's like Twilight, yeah. Oh baby, I just wanna see that Twilight. Wanna see that with you. 젖은 모래 위에 우리 단둘이 함께라면 이 시간은 paradise. 날 감싸는 석양은 마치 It's mine all mine. Yeah, 우린 지금 물들어가고 있어. 뜨거워진 우리 맘을 눈치채고 가감히 더 푸른 파스텔 덮어버린 붉은빛의 감다. 아직 마주보기 쉽지 않지만 이런 배경이 있다면 눈 모는 것이 가문치야. 우리라 둘러보인 것들 우리만의 우리 안에 둘이라는 섬 한없이 달리다 드넓은 들판에 누워 녹아보는 것들. This is how I feel about you, Twilight. It's like Twilight, yeah. Oh baby, I just wanna see that Twilight. Wanna see that with you. Tell me, yeah. Tell me, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Love me, yeah. 나를 바라봐줘, say you love me, yeah. 우리 꿈은 이제 더 눈이 부셔. 저 붉은 하늘 위로 날아올라. Don't think about flying in the sky. Don't think about flying in the sky, yeah. 내 손을 잡아봐, 이제는 fly me down.
올라와 파도 속에 올라타 시간이 가로막아도 멋지는 순간들 간지가 꺼니까 이야기가 다가와 분위기가 물이 익어서 터질 듯한 느낌이야. 황홀한 이 순간이 더 비어지지 않게 너와 나의 추억 합치면 둘보다 그 무한대 기억 안에 들어갈게 너의 안에 도라타게 기억나 못 막지 분하게.
This is how like twilight, yeah. Oh baby, I just wanna see that twilight. Wanna see that with you. Tell me, yeah. Tell me, yeah. Tell me, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Love me, yeah. 나를 바라봐줘, say you love me, yeah. 오늘도 너와 마무리를 하며 같은 하늘을 보고 있다면 내게 아니보다 더 큰 바람들은 없을 거라고 확신할 수 있다고.
에 나를 믿어줘 오직 넌데 저기 다 Twilight 예쁘지만 우린 절대 아직 on the right 너처럼 밝게 빛나니까 그 노을 마저 우릴 본다면 질투하니까 We vampire 빛에 빛나지 wow.
Tell me, yeah. Tell me, yeah. Tell me, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Love me, yeah. 나를 바라봐줘, say you love me, yeah. This is how I feel about you. Twilight, it's like twilight, yeah.
Well, okay. First off, Son Jung-ho killed the chorus. You know, those two stood out to me the first time. It was funny. I was mentioning Jung-ho, like second song we heard, but yeah, they killed it. Also, I swear Son had blonde hair last time we saw, so I guess
Yeah,
I see
like I
what you're
said,
saying
hair
now.
is always changing.
Yeah, but yeah, that really good chorus from them. Obviously, they're both great, vocalists. Not what I was expecting after listening to I keep saying Gorilla, Gorilla, Cyberpunk, all the songs, but it was really cool and it was really different. It sounded like a love song, or so. Are they talking to, or who are they talking to? I guess I asked. It's just kind of
So, most of the time, anytime a song is like emotional in like a loving way, or I guess yeah, just that they're either talking to the fans or the group themselves. This is something, if you get any deeper into K-pop culture, or whatever, if relationships, idols, their K-pop idols, talking to other human beings with romantic interest is a no-go, like from fans. So anytime, it's always, if it's like a lovey thing, it's always going to be to fans or to each other. And maybe when they get older, whatever, like when they stop caring, then maybe it changes, which I'll spoil a little bit, it kind of does.
So
But
to
yeah,
the fans.
It's basically
Okay,
always
so
to fans.
that
or
makes a lot of
anything.
sense to me. So
Yeah.
the trailer thing, like I said, kind of why second track, why you should be a fan, whatever. Then they're talking about Treasure, and now if this to the fans, it's like it sounded like it. I'm saying it sounded like a love song because the lyrical content was similar to a Western love song. But yeah, so that actually makes a lot of sense. That's a really cool theme of the track. It sounded awesome. It sounded like really upbeat. It sounded awesome. What I was gonna say was, I feel like most love tracks, and again, I keep saying love tracks in the Western world, are kind of, the production's kind of sad. It's kind of like there's nothing that like high up, the way this production was, and so it sounded really cool and different from what I'm used to with like a love song, like Let Me Love You or something like that.
Yeah.
It's all sounds kind of sad. Other thing I thought of, if there was the main thing I liked from last video was 8 people, different skill sets fitting into every single track, and not one time did I think, okay, that was misplaced. If there was one thing I was gonna think maybe it wouldn't work, would be Mingy rapping on a song where it is like the content being love, and on a upbeat kind of production, and I still think it worked. So that now I think everything's gonna work because he had a great verse on here, everything worked. Obviously I said Son and Jung-ho kind of not carried, but they were the highlight, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall I think it's a really good track. I think I'm starting to see, this is now the second album. I'm starting to see different, types of songs, and so far every type of song I've liked,
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was really good.
Yeah, I like the point you made. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't think it was the one you were talking about though.
No,
Or was it? Okay.
I like the point you made about Mingy. Or I guess we could just both rappers fitting into a song like this.
Yeah, Hong Jun.
Hong Jun's
Yeah, you
also
also
the other
sounded
one,
great.
but One, Hongjoong could sing really well, just generally. He just when he breaks it out, it sounds good. But I think that's a very like another thing that's unique to them, where rappers in other or the people that are placed as rappers, because it's a different thing to me. In other groups, male or like boy or girl groups, it's very much if it's not a song with like they have to straight up change the like if they have to have a beat drop every time.
Yeah.
They have to change maybe the rhythm of everything to let them get their little 2 bars off, and then the song goes back.
Yeah.
Like it does. They have to fit them into the song instead of them just like fitting in a song.
Yeah,
And
I
they-
love that so far.
Yeah, they do that well. Do you listen to music like this at all in your daily life? Because I don't.
No, that's why it's so different for me. You
Yeah.
know, that's why I thought it was so cool. I mean, truly, I haven't heard anything like it. Like I said, all the love songs would be, you know, sad, this and that, sad stuff, sad story. Production not upbeat at all. So this is upbeat, and you know, it's not really sad. You know, it's really cool.
Yeah, because you don't really even like listen to general pop music.
Not really.
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, okay, so that definitely makes sense. One other thing, this is a correction from earlier. When I say to the fans, because the like fans, groups make songs that are literally fan songs.
Yeah.
That like are like dedicated to them. This is not one of them. I just
Yeah,
mean like
I get what you're saying. It's,
yeah, it's I
it's
want to
not like
correct
to
her.
a specific thing.
Yeah,
but
they have one specifically that's like the
Yeah.
fandom song, and I'll point it out when we get there.
Okay.
But yeah, this is I just mean generally like a nebulous concept of like
Yeah.
some fan they're talking
It's
to. or
not
whatever.
like thank you so much, fans. Yeah, I get what
Yeah,
you're saying. It's
yeah.
not a direct thing.
Yeah.
It's just kind of.
Yeah, so I think it's Stay next, right? Yes, it is. Stay. Let's get to it.
너와 나 같은 배를 타고 서로가 다른 곳을 봐도 Tell me where you like to go All I want is you 곁에 있는 것만으로 넌 내게 This is for you yeah, yeah. If you can't see me 시선이 어디 향하든 네가 영감이 된 것어 Stay with me 너의 곁이 텅 비었다는 착각에 공허할 때 보고 느껴질게 나를 Alright 너는 혼자라 생각하지만 난 네 곁에 언제나 서 있어 Alright 두려워할 필요 없어 내게 맡겨두면 돼 눈이 마주치면 네 앞으로 갈게 갈 수 있어 함께 everywhere 손잡을 수 있게 내가 서 있을게 조금 더 내 손 꼭 잡아도 돼 Just want you to stay 내가 하고 싶은 그말 너도 알 거야 Want to stay 눈을 감아도 널 볼 수 있어 저 눈이 부신 햇살도 바람도 우릴 감싸주는 듯해 어렵게 생각하지 마
저 태평양 건너 펼쳐져 모든 빛을 밝혀줘 바람이 확 불어 포근하게 날 감싸줘 I feel good 나도 모르게 잠에 들어
Alright 너는 혼자라 생각하지만 난 네 곁에 언제나 서 있어 Alright 두려워할 필요 없어 내게 맡겨두면 돼
Well, that was another good track. Okay. This album so far. Oh, we're coming up on the end.
This is the last song.
Yeah. Okay. Literally coming up. Okay. I don't know if I'm right, but this feels like it would have been very popular based on like, cause this is something. I mean, this is their first album. You know, not everyone's first album is just crazy popular thing, but it feels like something I listened to like driving on a summer night, like it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And the production's all happy. Like it's something I listen to, to be happy when I feel happy when I'm looking at a sunset or something.
Yeah.
It was kind of similar to last song, production wise. Again, that upbeat type of thing. I had a lot of good things to say about the production on the last project we reacted to.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing here, but in a different way. It's not as aggressive.
Yeah.
I noticed they do still build to the hook, but it's not like a boom down and like a crazy chorus, but it builds and then it gives us great vocals or something like that. I liked how they went with the Y, and then they each said what they had to say. I think it went with someone to San and then jump out, but it went from one person to the other person to the last person, and I thought it was really cool. This one was talking about wanting to stay, so a little curious as to what that means.
Yeah, so
or if it even meant something.
I was looking. This is the first time I've looked at these lyrics in a very long time, and as the lower stuff picks up, again during like more towards the Fever series or like late Treasure into Fever, and then it's like nonstop. They reference a lot of their own songs in the lyrics. This isn't directly answering your question, but I'll get there. And I saw some of that, like they said, Illusion, which is a song you'll hear at some point. In Twilight, they mentioned a couple different ones, Wave and stuff. So like, I'm always looking for that, and I bring it up because I don't know how much of like lore implication stuff or just like general storytelling stuff beyond it fitting in the theme of the album is here in the first one. The next album, there absolutely is some, but for this one, especially with the B-sides, I think it's more so just trying to like, it's all about the vibe of like them reaching out to their trying to be like,
that makes sense.
Trying to just build it up and like, I want you guys to stay with us. Like,
yeah. A lot of first albums, make hits, it doesn't get too much into the story. But with that being said, I still feel like there's that in itself is somewhat of a concept, this is our first album. We want you to, stay. Or at first it was like, we want you to join us, and then kind of like the last song, like, we love you, and then like, we want you to stay. So I feel like listening to this album, it kind of like, okay, you put me in the mind, this is released in 2018, and I heard this in 2018. I would for sure be intrigued. I'd for sure, probably be a new fan because this is something that's, really catchy. The choruses are great, vocals are great, rapping performances are great, and the production's good and upbeat. It's like something I'd want to listen to again, and then, stick around for the next album, and then, get a new fan. So I think they did a great job with that. It seems like this was, and you said they didn't come from like a big label.
No.
So yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. It seems like, like this is why you should be a fan of us.
Yeah.
But not in a way of saying like, not in a way of begging, but in a way of like making great music, for them to stay.
Yeah. So before we end this, I want to not clear some stuff up. One, you kind of assumed it would be popular. Not at all.
Really?
Wow, I shouldn't say that. Among fans,
shocking.
obviously, it's loved.
Yeah.
When this is a big theme, I'm sure you'll see comments about it. That when we say they were like started from nothing, it's like the least exaggeration possible.
Wow.
Like, I looked. I was on my phone right now. You mentioned the production and stuff because I figured who produced it, but it literally just says produced by Ateez, written by Buddy. Eden is a name. He's been there with them the entire time. He's like the main producer now. And also Hong Jung Mingi write all of their own verses, and they read a lot of verses for other people too. So I like that a lot.
Honestly, that's crazy to me. Like truly shocking because the vibe I was getting was like, I mean, obviously it's the first album, so I figured it wouldn't be too. But if I were to just not know when they're produced or not when they're published, listen to the two albums I listened to so far, I would think like the first one we looked at would be like the masterpiece, the T-Pab, you know,
Yeah.
the Illmatic, like the masterpiece.
Mhm.
And this one, because of, you know, the pop sound, which I really love, I thought it'd be like the popular one. So like the fan, like the diehard Ateez fans, you know, they know the first one was a masterpiece. Or excuse me, the first one we reacted to was the masterpiece, and then this is like the mainstream one. I really thought this was like a mainstream type because it, like I said, it sounds like a songs that everyone would love because, you know, the choruses and, you know, the production, how everything's upbeat. So that's kind of crazy to me that it wasn't, you know, really popular.
Yeah, I think an interesting way, because the way you're explaining it makes a lot of sense for people that just like general music industry stuff. K-pop specifically, everything is supposed to be mainstream. So that's why when we listen to it, it's called Movement, by the way, the first one.
Because
we listen to Movement,
the reason I haven't been saying the album because I know it's like a New World Series.
no, yeah, for sure. No, trust me, I avoided saying song names for a very long time. No, but with Movement, that's why I think it was such like a breakthrough, because their music is always distinct, like it's always specific, but no one made anything like Gorilla at all. And that was their lead title. That's what's supposed to sell all the records, supposed to blow up on the charts and stuff. And that's why, to me, like, it was so crazy to hear just like for the first time, because K-pop isn't a singular sound. Yeah. But the function of it is to sell albums, to sell the group, like get popular. So that's why most of the music is not like this, but like it's this along this vibe. The mainstream stuff is like what everything is supposed to be. Yeah. So that's why it's like, that's where it's like kind of reversed.
Okay, I think this makes sense to me now. So like this is their small label first album. They have to apply to the mainstream. Like they have to get fans. They have to get, you know, people to listen. Yeah. So it has to be mainstream. So I think this is like the pop mainstream sound I was kind of thinking of. And, you know, God, starting with Movement is kind of freaking crazy because it's like, that's like the equivalent of like introducing this guy to rap, play Wesley's Theory, and their freaking mind would be blown. That's really what Gorilla did.
It kind of is, yeah.
Because like nothing from this sounded anything like Gorilla. Like Gorilla, I think Movement is gonna hold like a special place in my heart because it was the first one I listened to. Yeah. And I was kind of mind blown. So yeah, this kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah. I know we have one more song, but no, but this is good because I think that's a good comparison because again we keep talking about Kendrick. It's very obvious that it's two of our, even in spite of my love for Ateez and all of it, he's still my favorite artist ever. Just what was I gonna say? Thinking about the different songs, and like I don't want to frame it as if they're making this conscious decision to be like, oh, we have to make this sound to like in order to fit into the mainstream stuff. I think, and actually I went on a long rant about this, about their most recent song, about how I think they did that for the first time, where they kind of changed their sound. That notwithstanding, everything they do is like for them. It's like their sound. Hongjoong has a famous quote where he's like, I forget the specifics, but essentially is Ateez music is Ateez music because no one else can make it. Like no one else can do this. And I do genuinely believe that in this, like, because even with the production and stuff, as it's super kind of poppy, like island vibes with like a more empty chorus type stuff, which honestly not even my favorite type of music. Every time I hear it, it's not my favorite, even though I do like Stay in Twilight a lot. It's still like them, and I think as we listen to more of their early stuff, even though the sound changes very distinct from this album to the next one, it's still them, like in spite of like the more potential for mainstream appeal stuff.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't want to make it sound like this is like like anyone can make it. It's too mainstream. It's like made for it. Like I still love it. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm just trying to say like it's not like Gorilla. Like what am I trying to say? Like it's not, you know, like that. You know, like where it's like boom. It sounds more like if I feel like this would apply. More people would like this kind of thing because it's more digestible than a Gorilla type thing.
No, for sure.
Cyberpunk. That's what I'm saying. Not
no,
that
and
this,
you're
100%
right.
Basic at all.
Yeah, no, trust me. You don't have to defend yourself. I just want to explain everything because it is genuinely your first time interacting with any of this. Because culturally, just everything is so specific to K-pop that it's like there's a lot of context needed. I'm preparing myself to explain the next the next 2 songs in the next album, because that's a whole bunch of lore stuff. So for now, let's enjoy My Way, the last song on this album.
Finally we begin. Yeah. 길고 길었어 딱 여기까지 수고했던 말은 하긴 일러 아직까지 시작이 반이면 I'm here for the good life I'm on my way 난 멋이 반은 끝까지 즐겨야지 better life 이젠 인정의 삶은 깨나긴 marathon 차이는 코스 내 가정에서 간단 거 끝없는 질문에 무수한 때가 어지럽힐 때 넘겨도 괜찮지만 오늘은 순수히 축하해줘 나 아니 우리 첫 스텝 쉽진 않겠지만 멈출 순 없어 난 oh yeah 숨가쁘게 roll up, roll up, roll up Go faster No matter what I'm going my way 매일 밤 꿈꾸던 그곳으로 Don't worry we just going our way It's in my way, can do everything
항상 돌봐주길 바랬어 맞아 나 자신에 대해서 혼자가 된단 순간 내게 무척 힘이 들었어 내 곁을 지키던 기억들이 하나씩 무너져갈 때쯤에 주위 둘러싼 모든 것들이 사라진다 생각했기 때문에 돌아보지 않아 인생은 끝이 없음 알기에도 흔들렸던 나 자신도 변화 이것도 알기에도 잊을 수 없다면 즐겨 청춘이란 단어 피게도 이 순간 아픔은 버려 날아가기에
쉽진 않겠지만 멈출 수 없어 난 oh yeah 숨가쁘게 roll up, roll up, roll up Go faster No matter what I'm going my way 매일 밤 꿈꾸던 그곳으로 Don't worry we just going our way It's in my way, can do everything
I really like that song. Okay, listen to 2 albums. Both closes have been really good. So I'm starting to sense that maybe they're, throughout their catalog, they've always, nailed the closer. As a wrap, final thoughts of the album. I thought it was a great album. I think this is more of what I was expecting from K-pop. When I came into it, like this production, like on this song we just heard. Really upbeat production, good instrumental, really cool.
Yeah.
And then, the vocals are really good. That's kind of what I expected, when you hear K-pop, expecting pop music. And I think, had I listened to this live, 2018, and this new group out here, I think I would have become a fan from this, Sir, I mean, really, it truly shocked me to hear that this wasn't that popular, especially seeing like the videos from Gorilla, how freaking popular they were, and all the comments saying, "God, they're the best performers." You flying across the country to see them.
Yeah.
So seeing that, I assumed now, like in present day, I know they're really popular. I listened to the masterpiece of Movement, and then I heard this. I would have thought, if you haven't told me, I would have thought like they had a huge first record that put them on the map, and they became really popular from this album. Because I really liked it. Twilight was incredible. There was a lot of, the production was great. I sound like a broken record with the production, but really it does sound great. The coolest thing I think is hearing this compared to Movement. It sounded so different, yet neither of them were bad.
Yeah.
How I mentioned how Minky was able to rap on this, and he fit this. They didn't find like something so that he could just be on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that part was really cool. Now I think they're very versatile. Listening to the two albums, what I am so intrigued to see is how it went from this to Movement, and
yeah,
I honestly don't know. Movement came out in what, 2021? 2022. Yeah. So 4 years apart. Really intrigued to see, did they tease around with something in 2019-20 to get to Movement, or was that's their first shot at that sound and they just freaking nailed it? So I'm really excited to see that.
Yeah, the progression is super fun to see. I am going to show you different boy groups generally, but also like my favorite group is Twice. It's a girl group, that type of stuff, and I want you to, or I want to see how different it is for you, because that is like the pop music stuff. Yeah. So even like, that's why I say I was talking about how even when they kind of go for the more poppy sound, it's still very specific to them, because the sound's very different. And I love it, but it's very different.
Yeah. What I will say about this is, I didn't think it was like an easily digestible Western pop thing where you get tired of 2 weeks. I don't think I get tired of this music. I think it just sounded great.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am interested to see the difference between the girl groups and the boy groups in terms of pop, like how catchy those hooks get, how much more catchy the hooks are, for the girl groups. Because I don't know, I feel like any other, because I've listened to one group of K-pop. This is the only group I've ever heard. I feel like I was kind of spoiled at the beginning with Movement, and even this project, I have to really like this project. I'm kind of scared that we go to our another group that's could be Saul or something, and I just kind of like, it's not really Ateez. You know what I mean? I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I was truly mind blown with Movement and how different it sounded. This was kind of what I envisioned, and I was wondering, would I like it? Will they execute execute it? And listening to this, I think they did execute it.
Yeah.
I did like it. So far it's 2 for 2. So, and I'm trying to. The question is, am I like a K-pop fan or am I an Ateez fan? Because all I've heard is Ateez. So I'm really interested to see that.
No, it's very fair. A lot of fans and Ateez, or a lot of fans generally kind of have their one group and like, I kind of like whatever. With Ateez, it is no different. So if it's the same for you, definitely understandable. But yeah, my way, last little thought, just for me personally, when I was watching this, listening to it for the first time, I don't know what the hell I was doing because I didn't pay attention to anything. Hongjoong's first verse, it basically specifically is talking about the come up and like how this is the start, and they worked so hard just to get to the point where they can debut, and then so anyway, I liked how that came immediately after us talking about like their beginning and stuff, so it was cool.
This feels like a really beginner album. Like this kind of how they didn't tell like specific stories about how they got here, but it feels like this is their first one. Like, we're here, you guys come along, we're like the next thing. And like I said, that's why I think if I had listened to it when it came out in 2018, I would thought, okay, they just gained a new fan.
Yeah, there would have been something. And even with that, or in that train of thought, I do think they build off of that concept in this next album very well. And I won't say much more because we're not going to be able to get to it for a couple days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super hyped on this. Really glad that you seem to be enjoying it.
Yeah.
We will be branching out to more stuff soon. But Ateez, as always with me, with my channel, it will be a stalwart. It will be here every week. We will be going from there. So yeah, any specific things? Because honestly, the treasure era for me, in terms of like periphery content and different lives and stuff, I've lost all of that. I remember watching it, and that's kind of it. So if you guys have suggestions for like those types of videos, please hit them in the comments. Thank you so much. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe. I don't say that ever, which is why I started stumbling on it. We're gonna be back with a lot. I'll be back with my own stuff. Maybe Matt starts doing his own thing. I don't know. I don't want to put any pressure either way. But we'll be back, so we'll be seeing you soon. Thank you for watching. See ya.